Hello and welcome to the channel. In this video we are discussing an incredibly fun and devastating build with Qorvex. With this setup, Qorvex can spam abilities, spread radiation, and clear rooms of steel path enemies effortlessly. With high damage resistance and easy armor strip capabilities, this versatile build has Qorvex crushing high enemy density steel path mission. I have been enjoying this frame a lot recently and I thought I'd make a video to share it. Before we get started, if you enjoyed this video or found it helpful, please consider liking and subscribing for more Warframe content. Also, don't forget you can find me live on Twitch at twitch.tv/MikeHobbs. Now let's get started. Beginning with Qorvex passive, which gives weapons he's wielding an additional +3 punch through. This works well whenever enemies are clustered, as rounds will shred through enemies one after another. I like to pair this passive with a shotgun so the pellets tear through groups of enemies. For his abilities, Shirinka Pillar is Qorvex's one. When cast, Qorvex places a pillar that slows and irradiates enemies. These pillars can also be empowered by using other abilities in tandem. Once empowered, the pulse is quicker, which results in more radiation spreading. This is a great status spreading ability as the pillar has a 100% chance to inflict radiation on any enemy within its radius of effect. Containment Wall is Qorvex's second ability. This summons two walls in front of Qorvex and slams them together. Any enemies caught between these walls are crushed and irradiated. This is also a great way to line enemies up for follow-up attacks with his weapons that have extra punch through from his passive. Furthermore, I am running the Augment Wrecking Wall, which armor strips all enemies caught between the walls. This augment also empowers any active Shirinka pillars and refreshes their timer when hitting 5 or more enemies. Qorvex's third ability, Disometric Guard, gives Qorvex and nearby ally status effect defenses. This ability gives Qorvex and his allies a segmented ring which will negate any status effects per segment. You can add more segments whenever Qorvex kills or assists in killing irradiated enemies as well. Lastly, Qorvex's fourth ability is Crucible Blast. Upon casting, Qorvex releases a devastating beam of radiation, exploding enemies in a chain reaction. Qorvex can also hit a Shirinka pillar with this ability to empower it. With the abilities discussed, let's take a look at the different parts of this build. My mod setup here leans heavily into strength and armor. The excess strength helps to ensure that my abilities pack a punch, and the large armor pool with this setup has Qorvex's damage to health reduction over 90%. One thing to note here is that I have the three Umbra mods to further enhance Qorvex's health, armor, and strength. However, this build will still do well with the base variants of these mods, so you don't have to invest in Umbra Forma here if you don't want to. As for my arcanes, I have Arcane Battery and Arcane Bellicose. Battery gives Qorvex energy based on armor, and Bellicose gives ability strength based on health. With this build, Qorvex has over 1,000 energy and a flat plus 50% ability strength from Battery and Bellicose, respectively. For my shards, I'm running 4 orange shards that increase ability damage to irradiated enemies. Then I have 1 blue armor shard for some extra damage resistance, as well as some extra energy via arcane battery. This shard setup furthers Qorvex's damage output with additional energy and ability strength. As for my loadout, I am mostly using my Strun shotgun. As mentioned before, with Qorvex's passive, the pellets of the shotgun tear through enemies, and with Containment Wall pushing groups of enemies together, it's very satisfying to cluster a group and shred through them with the extra punch through. My mod setup for my Strun is spec for crit chance and crit damage. The secondary and melee for this build are really up to player preference. I don't really use my secondary too often here, and I chose the hammer archetype for my melee as it seemed fitting for Qorvex's aggressive playstyle. I do recommend, however, running elements other than radiation, corrosive, and viral here due to Qorvex and his companion having those covered already. Speaking of which, my companion of choice here is my Panzervolpaphyla for spreading viral, further weakening enemies on the battlefield. I also made sure to have Tenacious Bond here for an additional 120% crit damage for Qorvex. And there it is, a very powerful build that will crush, irradiate, and explode rooms of steel path enemies. It's very fun and chaotic with plenty of ability spam and run and gunning. I go to where there is the most red on the map and place a pillar with my 1, then I use my 2 and 4 freely while shotgunning in between, and also maintaining my 3 for status defense. Corvex has high damage reduction, easy armor strip, and powerful abilities that allow him to tear through steel path missions, leaving nothing standing. But what about you? Have you tried Corvex? What are your thoughts on this build? Sound off in the comments below, and don't forget to hit those like and subscribe buttons. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.